Why does no one talk about Mercury? It's absolutely fascinating. It's the smallest planet in the solar system and the closest to the Sun. But that makes it not just hot, it also makes it freezing cold. During the day, temperatures reach up to 430 degrees Celsius. But without an atmosphere, the heat escapes. At night, it drops to an incredible minus 180 degrees. Still, there is ice, hidden deep in craters that never see sunlight. Mercury is also the fastest planet. It speeds around the Sun at 47 kilometers per second. A year lasts only 88 days. But its rotation is strangely slow. One Mercury day is longer than a Mercury year. All of this makes it unique. An extremely tough planet with a massive iron core, almost no atmosphere, but with powerful magnetic fields. Mercury is more than just a grey rock. It's a cosmic mystery. Mercury is a planet of extremes. During the day, the surface burns at an unbelievable 430 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. But as soon as the sun sets, the climate shifts to the opposite extreme. Temperatures plunge to an icy minus 180 degrees. That's a 600-degree difference, a record in the solar system. Why this extreme change? Mercury has no thick atmosphere to trap heat, only a thin exosphere made of a few atoms. It's so weak that it offers no protection. The solar wind constantly blows these particles away. Without a proper air layer, heat escapes into space as soon as the sun disappears. But that's not even the most surprising part. Despite the scorching heat, there is real ice on Mercury. In deep craters at the poles, which never see sunlight, these craters act as eternal shadow traps. The temperatures stay cold enough for water ice to last for billions of years. How did the ice get there? Probably through comet impacts that brought water, or through chemical reactions releasing water molecules from the surface. A fascinating paradox, a hellish planet with frozen oases. Mercury is not just extremely hot and cold. Its surface tells a dramatic story. Huge cliffs, some up to 3 kilometers high, stretch for hundreds of kilometers. They look like the crust has cracked. The reason is fascinating. Mercury is shrinking. Its massive iron core is cooling and contracting. This makes the entire planet smaller. Scientists estimate that its diameter has already shrunk by up to 7 kilometers. The cliffs are folds in the crust, visible scars of this process. But that's not the only thing shaping its surface. Mercury is covered in impact craters. Each one tells of a violent collision with an asteroid or comet. Unlike Earth, Mercury has no thick atmosphere to slow meteors down. Even the smallest rocks crash into it at full force. A spectacular example is the Caloris Basin, a giant impact crater 1,500 kilometers wide. The force of the impact was so massive that it created strange, hilly patterns on the other side of the planet. Every scar on Mercury is a testament to a wild and unpredictable universe, a planet marked by billions of years of cosmic violence. Mercury is small, but full of surprises. One of its biggest mysteries is its magnetic field. No one expected such a small planet to have one. But Mercury generates its own magnetic field, similar to Earth's, but much weaker. Even stranger is its position. It's not centered but shifted southward. On Earth, the magnetic field is nearly in the middle, but on Mercury, it seems off balance. Scientists still don't know why. A magnetic field forms when liquid metal moves inside a planet. Mercury has a huge iron core, but it should have cooled and solidified long ago. Instead, evidence suggests that parts of it are still liquid. That could be what drives its magnetic field. But why is the core still liquid? One possibility is special, chemical elements that lower the melting point. The Sun's immense gravity might also play a role. It could be keeping Mercury's interior in motion. Scientists are still searching for answers. Mercury's magnetic field remains a cosmic puzzle, another sign that this small planet is far more complex than we thought. Mercury is the race car of the solar system. It speeds around the Sun at an incredible 48 kilometers per second. No other planet is faster. Its year lasts only 88 Earth days. But its rotation is strange. For every 2 orbits around the Sun, it spins exactly 3 times on its axis. This has bizarre effects. In some places, the Sun rises, stops, moves back, then rises again. Even more astonishing is its day. It lasts 176 Earth days. That means a single day on Mercury is longer than its entire year. If you lived there, you'd celebrate 2 birthdays in one day. This strange movement is caused by the Sun's immense gravity. Over billions of years, it has forced Mercury into an unusual spin, a racing planet with an alien time cycle, a place where days and years blend into a strange rhythm. Mercury is one of the least explored planets. Only 2 spacecraft have visited so far. Mariner 10 flew past 3 times in the 1970s and gave us the first close-up images. In 2011, NASA's Messenger probe entered orbit and mapped the entire planet. But soon, a new mission will reach Mercury. Bepi Colombo, a joint effort by Europe and Japan, is on its way. In 2025, it will enter orbit and study the planet in more detail than ever before. Why is Mercury so hard to reach? The Sun's massive gravity makes travel complicated. A spacecraft has to slow down a lot to avoid flying past or falling into the Sun. The extreme temperatures also pose a challenge. The scorching heat on the day side and the freezing cold at night put every piece of technology to the test. Still, the journey is worth it. Mercury could provide clues about the early solar system. Soon, we may learn more about its secrets and whether humans could ever visit. Mercury is a planet of extremes, blazing heat during the day, freezing cold at night, the fastest orbit in the solar system and a strange rotation, a magnetic field that puzzles scientists. Despite all these unique traits, Mercury remains in the shadow of bigger planets, but it holds many secrets. Why is its iron core so massive? Why is part of it still liquid? Could the ice in its craters hold signs of life-friendly conditions? The Bepi Colombo mission will soon bring new answers, but one thing is already clear. Mercury is much more than a grey rock. It's an underrated extreme planet. If you want to explore more cosmic mysteries, subscribe now and stay tuned.